So Bet on My Stork is already backpedaling on the issue of Medicare for All. He never really supported it. He tepidly supported it. And then now he says this.
For many people, Beto, who are really just looking at you for the first time, I just want to hit the issues. Healthcare, we all agree, everybody wants affordable healthcare for all Americans. You intend to do that how?
So the goal should be universal, guaranteed, high-quality healthcare. I think we supplement those who have private employer insurance with the ability to be covered under Medicare. That allows us sooner than almost any other plan to ensure every single American has the ability to see a doctor, afford their prescriptions, or take their child to a therapist.
Are you from the Medicare for All?
I think Medicare for All is one of the possible paths. I think the fastest way to get there is to ensure that people who have insurance that they like through their employer are able to keep it, and that we complement that with those who can purchase Medicare, be covered by Medicaid.
Okay, so what he's describing there is best case scenario, a public option. Worst case scenario, he's even hinting at just keeping Obamacare and trying to make it slightly better. Because he doesn't just say, oh, make it so we expand Medicare. He also says, oh, Medicaid too. The Medicaid expansion was part of Obamacare. That's part and parcel of Obamacare. You had the Medicaid expansion, and you had the individual mandate to make people buy from private insurance companies. So when Bet on My Stork says, well, private employer insurance, if you want to keep it, keep it. So keep your private employer insurance, expand Medicaid, and expand Medicare. That just sounds like best case scenario, a public option, but it even sounds a little more like just expand on the Affordable Care Act and keep the root of the system as it is when the root of the system is the fucking problem. By the way, this is why he's canceled. In order to get anything done, you need a Democratic president who's unapologetically saying Medicare for all, end of conversation. Why do I say that? How do negotiations work? You go into the negotiation stating your position. Then you're going to be, there is an opposition party in America, right? And there is even resistance within your own fucking party. You know that, right? So if you go into the negotiation saying, let's do a public option, or let's expand Obamacare a little bit, you're going to get clobbered over the head. You know what you're going to get done? Nothing. Bupkis. Zilch. Whereas Bernie, he goes in there saying, no, Medicare for all, and that's the only thing I'm entertaining, and I'm going to do everything I possibly can in my power to get this done. And if you're against it and you're in the Democratic Party, get prepared to lose, because I'm going to campaign against you, and we're going to support a primary opponent against you, and you're going to lose. So either vote for my piece of legislation or lose. And I'm going to do everything I can in order to get this done. And I'm even going to do a fucking campaign against the Republicans. And I'm going to tell them, hey, 51% of your own base wants Medicare for all. Why are you so against Medicare for all? It's overwhelmingly popular. What's wrong with you? People love Medicare. We're talking about just expanding that. Why are you so bought by the for-profit health insurance companies? And then in the case of Bernie Sanders, we know he's going to fight so hard for Medicare for all that we might actually get it. And worst case scenario with Bernie, you actually do find a genuine middle ground to get a public option. Where Beto goes into it saying public option, you're going to get nothing. You're going to get nothing at all. So this is frustrating, man, because this is the same kind of gobbledygook bullshit that happened with Barack Obama. It is. This is exactly what happened with Barack Obama. Oh, I'm so above the fray. I'm such a triangulator. I'm a new Democrat, which means me, bro, I sometimes agree with Republicans and sometimes agree with Democrats. Because I'm just like a reasonable centrist. Well, when you start that as your position, we never get any progressive legislation because you're capitulating up front. And by the way, I've spoken about this before. There was a time when Beto O'Rourke was thinking about, we thought, hey, maybe he'll become a Justice Democrat. And we thought maybe we wanted him as a Justice Democrat. He didn't make the cut. Why didn't he make the cut? He refused to say he was for Medicare for all. Now, he told us, oh, no, I'm totally for Medicare for all, but just the bill that's presented, I don't agree with the kind of Medicare for all it is, so I can't sign on to H.R. 676. To which our response is, okay, how about you, I don't know, propose your own version? You can do that, but he didn't do it. He didn't propose his own version. Not only did he not sign on to H.R. 676, he didn't sign on to one other Medicare for all bill that was proposed. He hasn't signed on to support of any Medicare for all. So it looks like he was just lying. Oh, yeah, I support it. Really? Well, you just launched your presidential campaign, and you were asked about it, and you did not say Medicare for all. You said, well, it's one of the paths, one of the possible paths to get to the thing. Blah, 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 blah. And I think keep your private health insurance. Keep it. Totally cool. Totally cool. That sounds familiar. Where did I hear that before? Oh, right. That's the system we have now with Obamacare, which does not poll very popular and still leaves 29 million people uninsured. And maybe we'll expand Medicare, maybe we'll expand Medicaid. And you don't stand for anything, dude. You're not standing for a comprehensive left-wing vision. By the way, 70% of the American people are for Medicare for all. 70%. You're arguing against it, and you think that's politically savvy? That's what you think. 70%, over 80% of your own fucking party, and you're arguing against it? They don't get it, dude. They don't get it. Beto O'Rourke, please. Think you're a favorite? Jesus Christ. He raised more money than Bernie in the first day. But oh, look at that. He didn't tell you the number of donors. He didn't tell you the number of donors. He just told you the overall number. Weird. It's almost like you didn't outraise in terms of the number of donors you had. It looks like you probably got your money from the establishment, from the corporatists, from the moneyed interests. It's the only way you could outraise somebody like Bernie, because he's a grassroots champion. You're a fucking platitude machine, and the only time you bring up policy is to gaslight the left. And what you're saying here is a nonsense, bullshit, not popular, technocratic, wonky, silly answer. Silly answer. Beto, we have 32 to 45,000 people dying in this country because they don't have access to basic health care. And your answer is, oh yeah, keep your, private insurance. What? The whole problem is the private insurance system. Did you know about 80% of the money that goes to private insurance companies goes to health care, which means 20% of it goes to overhead costs. You know what that number is for Medicare? About 5%. So 95% of the money that goes into Medicare goes to actual care. We have the highest prices in the world and the worst outcomes. And this dipshit comes in there and says, keep the system kind of as is, but maybe tweaks around the edges and a little more Medicare, a little more Medicaid, and vote for me. It's 2020, and I'm fucking so out of touch with the party. People have real problems, you centrist goon. And they don't need your wonky neoliberal bullshit technocratic approach, which is going to get eaten alive by the Republicans, by the way. Eaten alive. Here's an idea. Try to make a fucking counter-argument to the idiot DC swamp Republicans. Try to make an actual fucking counter-argument instead of conceding up front that I think you're half right. Private insurance is wonderful. The fuck is wrong with you, bro? The fuck is wrong with you? Jesus Christ. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. But you know what? Keep going. Because you're going to fail. You're going to flop. You're the Jeb of the Democratic Party. Jeb. Oh, the media's going to swoon. Oh my God, he's so dreamy. Oh my God, he does platitude speeches where he moves his hands awkwardly. The problem is not that he moves his hands, by the way, because everybody moves their hands when they talk. I move my hands a lot when I talk. Bernie moves his hands a lot when they talk. The problem is it seems pre-planned. He's not just talking and his hands move however they move. He's like, oh, time to move my left arm and flail my body weirdly. People were making the comparison like he looks like one of those at car dealerships with the hands where they're just like, that is what he looks like. Damn, now I'm dizzy. Anyway, bet on my Stork is a loser. He's already backpedaling on the tepid support he ever gave in the first place to Medicare for all. He's massively out of touch, and he's not going to go anywhere.